Hi. Sorry this took so long to get out. I know I've been making posts on my YouTube about how I was going to get this out sooner, but here we are. I'm Pooka Shika, you can just call me Pooka, and this video is going to go over my plans in the future about my album and the work ahead. I planned for some of these songs to be singles, but even then, I had not planned Come to an End to even be a single, and originally I was actually going to put it on the album. I'm still kind of figuring out how to even make music. I'm quite aware of the fact that my music has its flaws, but it's good to know that people enjoy it either way. I'd also like to specifically thank Cubialpha, I can't pronounce their name, for making Utau Kumi, the voice bank that I use for all of my music. I use Utau to make my music, and her voice bank is an Utaloid voice bank, and it's what's made it possible for me to make most of my music thus far. When I started making music, I didn't have any way of doing vocals. I can't sing, and it's very expensive to hire a singer. So I actually started looking into the Vocaloid software, but I saw how expensive it was. So I found out that there's an alternative called Utau, and that is what allowed me to push my music forward, because I really wanted to write lyrics, but I couldn't get vocals. So to have a free and open voice bank that's also allowed for like commercial use is amazing. And honestly, I want to just thank her, because her work on the voice bank has been amazing, and she even has a playlist that I'm actually going to put in the description that has a bunch of original songs made by other people and me. And I want to also thank her for putting my songs in there, and the fact that she's seen them is really cool, because yeah, I don't know. I mean, she made the thing I use to make my music. I don't know. When it comes to Utau, I'm still not great with it. Up until recently, my songs had very little tuning, but I've also found that Kumi doesn't really need that much depending on the context. But either way, I plan to learn more about Utau on how to tune, as I feel just mixing for Kumi is only gonna get me so far. Speaking of which, people ask, how do you make Kumi sound so clear? It's a bit wonky and honestly could probably be done a bit better, but it mostly involves an EQ, a vocal cleaning plugin that I started using recently that's not too bad. It mostly de-esses and removes noise, so that's really nice. I also have soft compression with UAD. Sometimes I do supermassive, so it gives that entrance reverb echo that I do in some songs. Then it's a clipper, a chorus. I don't know if that order is great. A limiter, sometimes gain, reverb, and a final EQ that's a pretty harsh cut usually, but I've experimented with doing harsh cuts like this less, mainly on my master. Let's get back to the album though. The original idea that I had for the cover art was this, and I had originally loved it, but found that this new art that I recently worked on, and honestly, just kind of like woke up one morning and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna make some art. Made that, I was like, yeah, no, I think I want the album to be that. So here I actually originally explained the name for the album, but I've sat here for so long trying to record a reason for why I gave it this name, and it's really hard to put into words. It's kind of pessimism, it's kind of nihilism, it's kind of a lot of things, so I don't know, but back to the video. I also want to thank Miopass on Sketchfab for making the Trident model, and I plan to credit them in all the YouTube posts, or mainly the videos that I post for the songs. As, honestly, I'm really adamant about credit, especially because they require it for commercial use, but I also just have a major appreciation for the tools that I'm able to use to make my art and music. I use paint.net to make all my covers, and it's complicated. I mostly use effects. I start with some kind of starter image, and then I morph it until it becomes kind of the background art. And then I do all the posing in VRM Posing. I used to do it in Blender, but the fact that there's no way for me to rig VRMs easily, trust me, I've tried. It's a no-brainer to use an app that literally gives me pre-made poses. And it can also do a small amount of animation, so it's why I also chose it. And then after I make the background and the pose, I put it together. I add effects on top of that. Sometimes I do some manual correction Like for example, when using VRM Posing, it doesn't actually import the Blender materials, so I had to actually make the trident red in post in Paint.net. So it's a complicated process, but I love making the art that I do. So what are my plans going forwards? Well, mainly it's to work on the album, but I plan to post more shorts and TikToks, as most of my growth actually comes from these places. I need to be more consistent on both, and I also plan to post more on Blue Sky and Twitter at some point, so please make sure to go to my Linktree and follow me on both. I hope to connect with more people who make music and Utau music, as I've been pretty much solo throughout all this, with the exception of help from my good friend Noko, also known as Zach Corbin. He helped me with learning the basics of mastering and some fundamentals of mixing, so please go check him out. I still really wish to connect with others who make music just like I do. Most communities are oriented around making/selling beats, and while I find the idea is really cool to learn how to produce and even make good money, it's not the workflow or method that I wish to pursue to make music, even if I'll never make money doing this. Either way, I just hope to grow and make more music for people to enjoy. I also plan to experiment quite a bit, so don't expect only EDM and Utau music, or whatever you call the genre that I make. But I still plan for it to be the majority of what I make, because it's what I enjoy doing. I also plan to do collabs if I can. If there's anyone out there who would want to do so, please message me on anything. If you have any questions, please make sure to comment them. Also, thank you for almost 200 subs. It means a lot. That's all for this vlog, but the next one will most likely be after I put out the album. Either way, I hope you have a good one, and thank you for watching. I don't know how to read off of a script. Holy, I've never done this. I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to do this, please. It's so hard. It's so hard.